Yeah, I was saying I didn't see any. Let me check again very well, okay? Because I just want to make sure that yes, the notification should come, right? Are you sure we are live on YouTube? Your phone on YouTube because we usually get a notification. Okay, now it's good. Okay, perfect. So technical things to fix, technical things to look at. So once again, thank you for joining us. And if this is your first time, don't forget, to subscribe. Put your comment because all the discussion in the ecosystem, you subscribing, you sharing this information, if it's helpful to you, is helping our whole community to also move forward. It does help us a lot knowing things that we're trying to accomplish, right, on the field. It does help us a lot if we can actually bring this this good news, okay, bring this principle based information to more people. So today we have our guest who actually committed to be able to try to be with us every 2 weeks. Bema, thank you again for coming back, and we'll try to, for you watching not knowing him, he will have the chance to introduce himself. Just feel free in the comment, okay? We'll be tracking with the whole team. Feel free in the comment if you have any question on the topic today. Feel free to put in your question. So before we start today, again, our focus will be on the sweat economy. Okay, how can you work and actually contribute and be paid for, basically, or build, okay, a certain level of wealth. So before we jump into that, somebody was asking in the comment last time, how do you define success? Do you want to jump, kick off this live? Maybe, answering that question. In your opinion, do you define success?
You asking me?
Yes, sir.
Wow, like so, no, he didn't even like announce it. He didn't even like give me the heads up. So I have to come up
I
with a
mean,
definition
we
of
just
success,
we just
right there, that right now.
we just
Okay.
roll that way.
Um. Well, that's a very good question. I think that's a loaded question. The definition of success. Um. I have to think about that for a second.
Hmm.
I think success um, is um, becoming the best person that you can be. Um, I went to a seminar over the weekend, a real estate seminar, and I guess I'm gonna um, borrow or steal from that. A gentleman, one of the speakers was I forgot his name already. Something
That's
Precourt. I
okay.
think it's Patrick I want to give credit where credit is due. The name will come back to me.
Hmm.
But he was talking about competition. He said that there shouldn't be any competition because on the face of the earth, there's always gonna be a one you. In other words, we are all unique. God did not make any copies of us. There will never be anybody like Thierry or Serge or Achille or me that has had the exact same experiences, that we've had that has had the same thoughts. Even right now, as we talk, we are having different thoughts, even though we're experiencing the same thing. We're on this line, we're on this call, but what is going through our minds, what we're going through today is different for every single one of us. And there's no one that has never been, there is no one, and there will never be somebody exactly like us individually. We are unique. God made us that way. And what we need to strive for is to become a better version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible talks about going from glory to glory. We have to be renewed. We have to constantly evolve, like upgrade. Like when you talk about software, they say, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. We have to always upgrade to become um, a better version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's kind of a long way of explaining it, but I believe success
I think.
is when you set out to become a better version of yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot compete. You shouldn't compete. When you look
Mm-hmm.
at someone and what they've had, and you set your goals based on what somebody has or has achieved, you're setting yourself up for failure because that person is not you,
Mm-hmm.
right? We should find out who we are, what makes us,
Mm-hmm.
what drives us, right? And we should strive to become a better version of ourselves. I think last time I gave this example of Tyler Perry, and there was a movie, Diary of a Black Mad Woman. And at the end of the movie, they have the blips, where the when they
Behind the
were
scene.
filming the movie, behind the scenes, the bloopers or blippers. I can't remember. I don't know how they call them, but you know what I'm talking about. Is when they
Yes.
show you when they were filming the movie where
Mm-hmm.
they had to, there was multiple takes on the same thing and
Yep.
it didn't work out exactly.
Cut.
So at the
Cut.
end, yes,
Cut.
that exactly.
Cut.
So at the end of the movie, there was a, at the end on the same tape there was, the bleepers or bloopers, or somebody's going to correct me in the comment about, the right way this thing is called. But he was talking
That's right.
about his house. They filmed the movie in his house, and among many things he was talking about, um, people see him and they see whatever he has around him, and they think that that is, um, I'm not doing this thing justice, but they think that is success. But he was saying
Mm-hmm.
that whatever you see on the outside is actually a manifestation of what's inside. In other words, what you see outside when somebody has quote unquote succeeded is a symptom, it's not a cause. So if success is a condition, right, the abundance and the results that you have around you, right, are just a symptom. They just point out to your success. But I guess the point he was trying to make was it's internal,
It
right?
start from. It
We
start
strive
from.
so
It start
much.
from within.
Yeah, start from
Yep.
the inside,
Yep. And
right?
I think
It's from
that's.
the
Mhm.
inside. And So we strive for, okay, I want to have the car. I want to have this much in my bank account. I want to have this. I want to have that. Uh, and so instead of focusing on being, we are human beings,
Mhm.
not human doings, right? We are
Mhm.
supposed to be. And I guess the point he was trying to make was, um, if you become
Mhm.
the best person that you can be, everything else will follow,
Mhm.
right? You shouldn't focus so much on having. You should focus more on being.
Mhm.
And that's why I guess I was explaining that success to me, my new definition today is setting out to become the best person that you can be and achieving that.
Yep. And I love it because I think this goes back even. There is this. this theorist, Kathy Colby, who said for her success is being yourself.
Mhm.
So I think in the process of this digital era,
Mhm.
sometimes success is so fixed, sometimes success is so packaged, sometimes
Mhm.
success is so market that
Mhm.
is destroying even human being, is
Mhm.
destroying how we have to focus on knowing that we are ourselves a journey through success. And I think
Mhm.
I love how you put it because, we tell people in our community, we have messages, flyers out there, right?
Mhm.
Life is a marathon. Don't compare yourself to others. In a
Mhm.
marathon, everybody go at this pace. The goal is to get to the final, to the final line. So thank you for
Mhm.
sharing, that, with us. And we hope, this how they see their lives evolve.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so benefit it is for the society indeed.
Mhm.
So I would like you to maybe share your take on this vision that they have, and maybe more, okay, within the whole thing, where they choose now to turn their sweat coins called sweat, okay, into digital currency
Mhm.
sweat. They choose to turn their sweat coin, which were just like points, like reward points and all that, into sweat coin. What do you think? What was your take about when you look at that vision?
Um, I believe. Well, to me, I believe it's awesome. I think it's genius. And we were talking a minute ago about success, right? Um, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you've achieved, how much money.
Okay, we lost you. We lost you. You mute. Technology and its magic. You mute.
I got muted.
Okay,
So
you're back.
so I was saying that um, we were talking about success a minute ago, right? So it looks like it's going back to that topic. Um, and I'm gonna try to tie all of this up, in a second here. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how much you've achieved, how many possessions you have, if you're not healthy enough to enjoy them, right? If you're not healthy, like there's not much left. You can't enjoy life, right? So when you ask what's my take on what the folks at SweatCoin are trying to do, I think is genius. Is um, taking a subject of health, personal, uh, fitness, right? And taking the concept of walking, which we all do, like on a daily basis, right? Numbers are, but on the SweatCoin website, there's something about how many sessions in a week you should do for your cardiovascular health. Everything being equal has the potential of an amount of time. I don't know the statistics, but we all agree in principle. So I think it's a genius idea of and as effective as walking and put it in packaging that into a system that gamifies that concept of you walk and you get rewarded with points, right? You get rewarded with points, and it's genius that those points now have the potential because the community built around SweatCoin have value because
Mhm.
of the sheer number of people that have downloaded the app. Right, we can get into an environment, an ecosystem, a community where the coins or the points or coins. I'm going to use that interchangeably. That you've accumulated can be exchanged for goods and services. Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I don't know how much you want me to go into that. Can I continue? Or do you
Yeah,
have something to add to that, or?
you can continue first. Okay, is your show because you're the guest, right? So you can tell us, but
Quit,
I
quit,
think
quit, quit saying that. I'm just a guest. It's not my show. I'm just a.
your guest is your show. I'm adding that anyway.
Okay.
So no, my point was that I think like you put it already.
Hmm.
Um, something
Hmm.
about health, something about keeping our body is like a
Hmm.
machine,
Hmm.
right? And we always say in our community, that's why we always combine human development economically. That's a really vision here, and we choose to do this through as a mission through raising awareness,
Hmm.
understanding that we cannot separate the economic and then the human development piece. The same way we develop, the same way we need to entertain, or we need to take care of this body.
Hmm.
The principles are the same when you look to your finances or to the economy as a whole.
Hmm.
So the point that you made, I think, bring it home to allow people to understand that yeah, they may outside there many apps trying to do this, but this is like a basic synergy way that every is something we do anyway.
Hmm.
We need to walk.
Hmm.
We are human beings actually with muscles prepare to be exercised through a basic movement, walking.
Hmm. Hmm.
So starting from there, I think is a good way to be able to actually have already 125 million and plus users, right?
Hmm.
You were mentioning the number of people who get involved with the app and all that, with a
Hmm.
goal of reaching 1 billion. It's
Hmm.
telling us that we're still far away
Hmm.
to actually share the information with more people.
Hmm.
And that's what we found very important in this. And we choose to be able to share that with not just our community, but with
Hmm.
people out there now with the digitalization or the
Hmm.
digital era. You never know how far a production like this, a live like this will go, just to call people awareness on
Hmm.
that. Be curious. Go
Hmm.
see what it is
Hmm.
about and make your
I,
own decision. And I
if
was seeing,
if
yes, go
if
ahead.
I may, as you were
Mhm.
talking, I make this argument, right? And I think when I contacted you a couple of months ago and told you about um this app, um the reason I am so interested in it, the reason I'm into it is because I can't lose with the app. This is what I mean by that. Um Walking, right, is good for me, right? The more I walk, the everything being considered, right? I have to check diet too, but
Yes.
the more I walk, the healthier I am, right? So if I find an app that will count how many steps I'm making to keep me, um, so that I can keep track of my goals, right? What gets measured, get managed, right? This app allows me to count my steps, and um, in a way that is actually very clever. They have an algorithm that is pretty effective. If you try, there's a lot of other apps that have tried this, I think, and have failed. So you can take your phone and then shake it, and then it'll count it like you were walking. That's wrong, right? Or you're in a
Yes.
car and you travel a certain distance, and certain movements on your phone trick the apps to think that you're walking. I don't know how they did it, but they have this clever algorithm that actually checks your steps, right? So it's pretty accurate. Like, and they're doing more actually to make it even more usable. Over the weekend at the conference, I couldn't walk, but I went on the treadmill. So I had the app on my
Mhm.
watch,
Mhm.
and I was running on the treadmill, and it was counting my steps. I don't know how they do it. I thought it was just GPS based. You have to go through. You'll check your GPS to check your steps, but I guess the algorithm that they have is improving and allowing. I think it also checks your heart, stuff like that. Multiple things to say, okay, It's not your phone just moving or your watch that just moving. The indication that your heart rate is climbing, that means you are really walking. So it's very clever. So before I get, I go too far out. With this app, I can't lose, right? Because it helps me count my steps. It helps me see how much should I do today. And going back to what I said at the beginning about becoming a better version of yourself, in a sense, I look at the steps and I go, how many steps did I do yesterday? 5,000. Wow, okay. How about I do 5,500 today? Today, if I do 20 something bucks a year or
Here,
something like
yes.
that, it's not much, to double your points and stuff like that. And they have this thing now where they ask you to get the bonus, you have to walk more than 2,200 steps in 20 minutes. So it's forcing you, if you want to get that bonus, to actually move a little faster than you would
Master,
otherwise.
yes.
Very
That's right.
clever, very clever. So, and now it's not just walking; it's actually exercising. You know what I'm saying? Because to get 2,200 steps, more than 2,200 steps in 20 minutes, you have to move at a certain pace.
That's right.
That's genius, right? So I'm on the treadmill and I'm running. I'm watching the time. I need to get into the conference. I need to go take a shower after running. And so I put it on, and I look at the time I need to get out, and I look, and I haven't reached my 20 minutes, right? And I go, do I stop now and go take a shower and hit the conference, or do I push a little more?
Push.
Honest, I pushed because I was like, what's the point in trying to get a bonus and never hitting it, right? So I completed the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's that psychological, and you talked about the other day about the anthropologist and psychology, that this thing now, in a subtle way, made me go a little more than I would have gone otherwise, right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, going back to not I can't lose, right? Because that exercise benefits me, right? And when I tell people that you can't lose, if SweatCoin never becomes a currency, if it's worthless, right? Let's say all the plans they have of using the community, using these SweatCoins that you accumulate by walking, if you are into like something that you can exchange for products and services, right? Who cares? Like, if you follow, you have become a better person, a better version of yourself. You have
That's right.
become a healthy,
Yep.
right? And I think they
You
say
took care. You
healthy
took care. You took care of yourself.
Exactly. So
Yes.
to me, you can't lose. You benefit either way. And
Yes.
if this turns into something where the coin becomes really a currency, right? I don't know, to check your fitness, or a tool that you need to improve yourself, like, I don't know, a tablet, or a book, whatever the case might be, you win, right? That's why I'm not even concerned about where they're going, right? I hope they stay around, right? That they're able to, and I believe in this bear market that we're in, they're still improving. Every time you go into the app, like the 2,200 steps in 20 minutes to get the bonus every day, that's new. It was different. And that tells me that even in this market where the crypto market is down, they're still building.
That's right. And just to add to your building piece, right? So even the conversion rate, okay, of the steps into sweat coins that you can choose to turn into sweat, which may, if we have time, will be our next discussion, because the sweat coins are the points that your steps are converted to. Now the sweat is now the digital currency that will be behind. The average conversion rate is 65%. So it means that there's still room to actually get that conversion rate higher. But the 65% average also is impacted by many other factors, like your device hardware. the GPS settings on your, on your phone.
Okay.
I see some people saying, "Oh, this thing is a fake. I'm working all day, it's not converting." Guys, seriously, you have to look into your settings because, like you mentioned before, it is a GPS based thing, right? So you need
Mhm.
to be able to track your step, your step or your walking and all that. If you don't set it up the right way, it's not going to work.
Mhm.
So it cannot work for other people and not work for you if you guys like, if everything steribus paribus, everything stay equal, right? It should
Mhm.
work. So yes, to your point about the development, I think that's one thing people also are missing. This is in construction.
Mhm.
Yes, the SweatCoin or the process existed. Okay, the sweat economy existed before. They started somewhere in 2015, right? And then this year, September 2022, they choose to be able to move into the digital crypto or how did they? I think it's crypto C, or they choose to jump in the technology of the crypto.
Mhm.
So it's still in the building process. It's still in building process. So like you said, what do you have to lose basically, right? At least is a double benefit here. And if you don't have the double benefit, right, you do have one benefit for sure, is
Mhm.
actually you keeping yourself active.
Mhm.
Because again, we are not built as human beings to stay not moving. We are
Mhm.
built to move. And
Mhm.
as they said, for other cryptos, it was proof to work. Some are doing
Proof of work or proof of stake.
proof of work. Thank you, proof of work. Or proof of trust. Right. This
Mhm.
is proof of move,
Mhm.
basically. Right.
Mhm.
You move to earn. You move to earn. You move to earn. Now, you mentioned something about what you have to lose. Right. Many
Mhm.
people are talking out there about privacy. Oh,
Mhm.
you know what? All these apps are just out there tracking what we do, tracking, taking, collecting our information to be able
Mhm.
to, do other things with it and all that, right?
Mhm.
And this is a project, okay, reminding us that 100% of the data, are kept secure, right? They're not
Mhm.
sold to any third party. That's the
Mhm.
top priority of
Mhm.
the people behind the project. So, what do you think people have to really fear about privacy in this whole digital era, and even with cryptos, right? What do you think
Mhm.
should be people fear or people concerned when it comes to privacy? Even though, on top of this, the team behind is actually giving us the guarantee that the data is not sold to any third party.
Okay. Well, a couple of things that I can say, uh, in that regard. Um, I got news for you. Like privacy these days is a myth. Like seriously, unless you are like hardcore, you use like burner phones, you use VPNs, and that's a whole lot of stuff that honestly have to do like to be off the grid. It's not even funny. Like privacy, don't get me wrong. I am concerned with privacy. I am worried about it, right? But the truth of the matter is, where we are right now, if you've been on Facebook, on TikTok, or all those places, Gmail,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Google.
My team,
Um,
not to carry you off though, my team put me all over the place there, and I have to blame them for that.
right, right.
Go ahead.
So, like, how is Gmail suggesting
Hmm.
to you, ads in your email
Hmm.
inbox if they don't
Hmm.
know something about you,
That's
right?
right.
You hear about all these data breaches where your information was sold. Um, like, unless you started like a long time ago, like being like hardcore about protecting your privacy, SweatCoin is not gonna make it any worse than it already is. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it's not like a straight up answer, or something that I guess you would want to hear. But honestly, um, it's not something that I would worry about. There's definitely things that you can measures that you can take to mitigate uh, privacy. Your information being out there.
Mhm.
To me, with the little that I know right now, um, our information is already so compromised that you know the Sweat app is not going to make it any worse, right?
Mhm.
And if I can have the benefit of um, staying healthy, right? So hopefully you can follow my train of thought here, um, because I sometimes I get lost in my own train of thought.
Hey, that's okay. I think
So
I know how to bring you home. So
all right, so don't let me go astray, okay? So let's say I take SweatCoin, right, the app, um, and um, because I understand how important it is for me to become a better version of myself, a healthier me, right? I'm into it. I walk. The watch that I'm wearing, one of the main reasons I bought it was because I want to take this sweat thing like seriously.
Mhm.
And sometimes I forget my phone, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
Yes.
but with the watch, I almost always have the watch,
Mhm.
right? Um, so excuse me one quick second, okay? Is that okay?
Sure. No, no, that's
Uh,
fine. So I think don't just very quick here. For you watching, you being with us, or you watching this maybe later once it's posted, right? So privacy issue is a concern to have, but at this point where the digital era have exploded, right? The privacy issue is not the information you give the world, but is the information actually that the world is tracking about your behavior. And I think our guest here is putting it just that way to us. And on top of it, if the company, the people behind this are giving you through the algorithm, everything is transparent, right? Through the algorithm are giving you the insurance that they on their end, the vision is not to sell. Breaches can happen, but they're not here to sell your information to anybody. So privacy start from yourself first, right? Privacy start from things that you put yourself out there for. Now the data behind, right? Legally, this is a UK based company, right? So legally, they are actually committed or they have the obligation, right, to make sure that they not gonna find themselves in a position where they're selling to third parties that are looking for the information they have, because we're talking about workout here, so that people know what to actually position as ad, like the guest was talking about, right? So that's why he's bringing this to a point where if privacy is your issue, you may not want to have, you may not, you may want to make sure that you're not even out there in the digital, funnel, right, of the whole, web 3.0 that is coming actually now. So I think he's back, and he'll continue his thoughts on this
yeah.
privacy thing. So Mehmet,
Sorry about that. I had something. I need to attend to
no
something very
problem,
quickly.
no
Um,
problem.
yeah. So um, let's go through this exercise. I heard this. Well, I guess I should finish the thought that I had started before, right? And then I'll go
Mhm.
through. I'll make
Sure.
a little comment about what you were saying. So I start with the app, and I was talking about getting a watch, and I'm not um, I'm not suggesting that everybody go get a watch. It's just for
That's right.
me. I'm serious
Hmm.
about this, and I'm looking for tools that will help me get there faster, right? And
Hmm.
so the watch helps me really track my steps, right? And so this whole sweat coin, let's say for example, a year from now, I've averaged, I don't know, 5,000 steps every day, and it was gamified in the sense that I joined like a leaderboard where um, I go there and I look, okay, in our group today, who is the leader? It's like friendly competition. That man, Achille has walked 5,000 steps, and I look at the time, it's only 2 o'clock, and I'm like, I can beat him today, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a friendly competition where I go, and
Yes.
don't underestimate the power of that, of saying that I want to go for a second and look at the leaderboard, even if it's for an hour, where they say I am the one with the most steps today. Yeah, it gives me bragging rights, right?
Yes.
And while I
Yes.
was doing that, I was actually getting healthier, right?
That's right.
So if I'm getting healthier, I can think better, right? Um, and I can achieve more, right? Because without, you were talking about human development, without health, you can produce,
Mm-mm.
right? So, in kind of a weird way, if, and this might be like a a real stretch, okay? I can get healthier and produce more, and in a year or 2 years or 5 years, because of the health that I've maintained with the help of SweatCoin, right? I can be in a position to buy myself gadgets that allow me to be more private.
Oh, that's
Does that
true.
make sense?
Because that's true. Because there are even giveaways, right? Or
Mhm,
there are even how do you is almost like rewards. Okay, there are
mhm,
rewards out there where sometimes is actually Apple watches.
mhm,
You know, and I think people need to understand that. And I like how you saying I'm taking this seriously, right? Don't
mhm,
look at this, to our audience, right? Our target audience here.
mhm,
Don't start something just to see. Make
mhm,
your decision and invest what need to be invested without any regret or without listening to people around you. Don't look for quick fix,
mhm.
because patience and understanding that everything has a process is very key in this whole journey. So I think to bring your point home is about risk and reward.
Mhm.
Privacy, yes, but the gain, the benefit I will be getting from this, does it weigh more than the risk for the privacy? If it's a yes for you, go for it. But if the gain, the benefit of having this is lower than the risk for privacy, stay away. You still have the choice. You still have the last, word, right, toward this. But our goal here is not to force you. Our goal here is to put and lay out the information to you. You may have heard about this, still thinking. You may have heard about this and say, you know what, just this is not me. You may have not at all heard about this, and this may be your first curiosity opened, right, to be able to go see what it is. So
Mhm.
last time, I think we got the chance. You were sharing actually the website sweateconomy.com, which I'll mention again here, right? If you don't know about it, you can go and read. And one thing interesting when I went on it, okay, I think is giving again transparency, right? Transparency is something very important in everything that we do, right? So they already given the milestones, they already given the roadmap, which always I look for in any project. First thing I look for is the white paper here. I think it's called the light paper, right? What is the layout, okay, of the vision. The second thing I look at are the founders or the people behind the thing, because it's also about knowing and connecting in terms of values or in terms of the purpose that is putting them out there to do this. Do you feel connected to that, right? But the one thing I wanted you to see, to maybe walk us through, if you got the chance, is the roadmap.
Okay.
So the sweat economy, remember, sweat coin were the points that people in this journey were having. Now that they choose to build, a crypto behind this, that's what we call here the sweat economy. And those crypto will be called sweat, because I think sometimes people get confused. They think sweat coin itself is actually the digital unit. No, it's the sweat. So do you think, if you have that maybe in front of you there, do you think you want to walk us through this roadmap with the key milestone that they mentioned?
Okay. So, I am no expert, right? When it comes to this,
None,
I guess
none of us are. Is
I,
informational.
so. I guess the goal here is to let me see a tab if I can share. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, so it's sweateconomy.com. So
Yeah. The
everybody can
roadmap
go
is
there.
at the bottom. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Yes.
here you go. So here's the roadmap, right? From now until
The next
2020,
the next 3 years. Yep.
the next 3 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
so, for people, before you start, for people who don't have the quality or the ability to be patient, already
mhm,
keep in mind this is the next 3 years. And
mhm,
me being cautious and putting buffers in everything I do, I see it even for the next 5 years, adding two
mhm.
years just for the delays, anything that will happen. Again, another sign that nothing happens fast, everything has a process. But go ahead.
Okay. So I guess I have a little comment to make about what you just said, uh, if I may.
Sure. It's your show.
Please stop saying that. I am a guest. So I guess it's encouraging all of us, including myself and the community, right? Can you guys still hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? It looks like everybody went on mute. You can hear me? Okay. All right. So um it's a reminder that everything good in life usually takes time and effort. Um, you mentioned Ashila at one point during the previous few moments that uh, people go in wanting to try and see what happens. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to get into anything in life with the um, the goal of success overnight, you will be in for a rude awakening. Nothing good in life comes without effort. Nothing, zero, right? And so the point I'm trying to make is encourage you, the viewers, listeners, encouraging all of us that anything worthwhile takes effort. And when we go into something, we should start having a long term vision, right? For whatever we engage in, right? Thinking short term would not lead anywhere. The technology what we're doing now, right? It didn't happen overnight. The ability to just get on the computer from different places in the world, it didn't happen overnight. It took
Mhm.
decades
Decades.
to
Yep.
materialize, right? So there's nothing good in life that does not take effort. I'm gonna go deeper. Um, the sweat, right? The sweat, the steps that you get, the sweat coin that you accumulate every day. Here's another beauty about it. You can cheat it, right? They came up with an algorithm that is pretty effective, right? At counting your real steps. So if you want to game the stuff, you can just take your phone and shake it. Who are
That's
you
right.
cheating, right? Or you take your phone and you do all kinds of gimmicks, right, to try to get the coins. You're not cheating anybody. You're cheating
Mm-hmm.
yourself, right? So
Yep.
if you really want to get the benefits of walking and accumulating the coins, right, whether or not they're ever worth anything, you need to walk. If you want to have 10,000 steps, you need to walk close to 10,000 steps. There's no shortcut, right? So I
That's
guess
right.
to bring it home, the point I'm trying to make is don't get sweat when anything in life, right? Let us start not getting into anything with a short-term vision.
Yes.
Let us start learning to look at the long term. I'm not saying don't make goals for the future, right? You need to buy groceries this month. So yeah, that's important, right? You need to do certain things this week, this month, this year. There's nothing wrong with that. But we need to start learning to get into something that is worthwhile, that you know the benefit of, with a long-term vision, right?
That's right.
That's kind of a long point that I was trying to make about, don't get into this with a short term. Even the vision laid out here is a long-term vision, right?
That's right.
So if absolutely nothing happens again in the next 3, or as Sheil said, 5 years, if you've walked an average of 2,000 more steps every day, who benefits? Like, regardless of where this thing goes. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I was saying before.
That's right.
You have nothing to lose. If you walk, if you use it for the health benefit, you have nothing to lose, right?
Yep.
So, sorry, I just wanted to make that point about success and people getting in with the short term. You hear people say, "Well,
Yep.
when are we going to make money off of this?" Like, that's a wrong mindset, guys. You know what I mean? You get the stuff and like, oh yeah, it's crypto.
You remind me the other one we're promoting. We're talking about and sharing. Pi Network, where people kept just asking, when is it money? Where is it? I'm just like, guys, in our community, to allow you to start with this roadmap, Bemet, in our community, just like you mentioned, right? I bring people always back to our human development, right? Nobody came out after 2 days or 2 seconds, just like we are. No, it takes a process from that egg to be able to grow and be the human being that we are, and we're still growing all the way till the day we die. So you're perfectly right. So, and I think you were introducing already the roadmap, to looking into these 3 or 5 years. So here are the key milestones that actually the ecosystem is looking to achieve. And I would like us, after this one, to take 10 minutes to actually hear from, Fufumavo, who's on the call, Thierry, who's on the call, who are also users, who may want to share also their progress on how they see things also every time that we come. Okay.
So again, like I was saying, I'm no expert. This is on the website, right? You can all go to FinishedEconomy.com. Actually, I encourage you to do that. Go read the light paper. Can you guys still see my screen with the light paper?
Sure. Yeah.
I should talk about that. It's like it's in plain English, right? Go read it, and do your own research. The opportunity here also is in learning, right? Becoming a better version of yourself by learning, by accumulating knowledge,
right.
Acquiring
success again,
new skills, right? So phase 1, where we are now, a token generation event,
which happened on September 12th already.
Okay, and then the SweatCoin, the Sweat Wallet app, which is available, but not in all jurisdictions, right? You don't have that in the US and other countries. So
we hope they're still working on the paperwork, right, or the documentation to be able to be accepted, because like you said, jurisdictions are different from nation to nation.
Right. And eventually, again, if you start looking at it long term, eventually, right, it might be years. Eventually, you'll be able to convert those coins. Like, if you go in saying that my benefit here is my health, right? This timeline, becomes, what's the word? Irrelevant, to be honest with you.
Right? That's true.
What is the benefit? If health is a benefit, who cares?
Sooner or later, you'll get there.
All right. And if you get healthier, your mind thinks better. You learn new skills. You might not need to get rich off of SweatCoin, right? You might come up with another idea, another business or something like that. So either way, by you getting better, you don't lose, right? So the wallet staking is it's like growing, is like a saving account. Basically, is you put up your SweatCoin that you've earned to help secure the network. And I can't explain that right now. I don't have the words, but
I think just to jump in, for I always say staking is just following the principle of compound effect.
Mhm.
Staking is you putting or supporting the ecosystem by not rushing, right? We just spoke about being patient,
Mhm.
right? So you have those which make maybe the majority of who we are as human being, right? They rush. Oh, you know what? I wanted this quick. But you have other people who know how to actually exchange their patience to be able to earn in the future.
Mhm.
And those are the ones that support more ecosystem like this. And if they choose to do that, they have to be rewarded. That's almost how I picture staking, until maybe in in our series, okay, of live, you may bring clarity maybe on that for people too.
Yeah. And then MVP rewards for staking sweat. Um,
Yes. Tho-
um,
those are those are a little bit like, from what I saw, a little bit like, uh, the reward program they're putting in place, like for premium account, right? Because you and I, for example, choose to invest. I think Thierry did the same thing, but you and I choose to invest for something that we feel like, okay, it's not that much to to not do, right? So
mhm.
there are some reward that will come toward people who are actually staking the sweat.
Mhm.
So as a club within the staking, within the staking, community, or people who will be staking this, there will be some that will have specific reward, okay,
Mhm.
in the process. And this is something that is actually in place now. But I need to do some research because I was still waiting. I think you cannot do the staking without a wallet, right? Without the wallet they have there.
Typic, typically, typically you can't.
Yes. So for
Um,
us, I'm waiting. But somebody in Europe, part of our community, show us on our friend channel that actually he's doing it and is working.
okay. Now, very quickly to phase two, which it
Yes.
was September through December 22. They have sweat NFTs. That's another topic. Again, I'm no expert,
Hmm.
but NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens.
Hmm.
It's you can have collect. You can have own digital tokens that are unique to you, and the idea that those can have value, right? It's like you have a painting, and there's only one kind, right? Because it's rare, right? Because of certain attributes, it holds value because it's rare. So
That's
um,
right.
I'm not sure if this is live yet. I know the fiat on ramp
They're
is
still
live
working.
because no, it's actually
Uh-huh.
live. I've bought some
No, no, no.
sweat
The
coin.
first one, no, the first one. Whether you mention you don't
The
know,
NFT,
I think
the
they're still,
NFTs,
yes, they're still,
they're still
because
working on that.
it's all the way to December. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The fiat on ramp, fiat is just money, right? It's like the currencies that we use, like the dollar, the euro, the CFR, the stuff like that. Those are fiat currencies. They're not backed by any. That's a topic for another day. They're not backed by anything. So the dollar is a fiat. Fiat on ramp just means that you have the ability to use your dollars on the platform to buy the sweat coin, right? Does that
Hmm.
make sense?
Hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry. Yep. And I think last
Okay.
time you even shared with us already the exchange platform where you can buy them,
Yeah, you can buy that
on
on.
top somewhere. Yes. So you
You can,
already share. You already show us that last time. I think
no.
KuCoin was the one that hit my eye because KuCoin is one of them. But I don't use it that much.
Mhm.
For now, like you said, right? Health is the priority for me.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Um, Now, if you have the ability uh to buy and you really believe in it, you know, why not? I'm pulling up. Can you still see my screen? Which screen are you seeing?
No, we're still seeing the old one.
Okay. Um,
I was not
I'll,
able to find them on KuCoin, enough to find them or to operate because I have the app, I have everything. It's still the old screen.
okay, still, do you want me, do we have time for me to share that, or you want me to just keep going over the roadmap?
Let do that next time.
Okay.
I think it
Alrighty.
will
Well,
be no, Serge. If we can maybe make a how to do the purchase on KuCoin, that will be helpful. I think to the audience, even to myself here. So go ahead.
okay.
Let's
So
just over give an overview on the roadmap for people to see the vision at least.
okay. So fiat on ramp is just, the ability to buy um the token with your sweat tokens, with your with cash
Fiat.
basically.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um Adding further rewards for staking, an activity
So
fee.
this is before you continue with inactivity and all that. So basically, is this also means that by December 31st, they will allow also you to use other cryptos to buy sweats
Um well, I
because
guess I can.
they say buy sweat and crypto with with fiat
Right,
or
okay.
sweat and crypto. Okay, okay. I thought keep going. I thought when I was reading, I thought that maybe by December they will allow you to use other cryptos to buy actually sweat. So but keep going. It doesn't look
um
like it's the same.
Actually, I believe that they're working on the marketplace where you see, just like
Yes.
you are, and don't please don't quote me on this. I believe I heard that in one of their somewhere in the presentation, that they're
Okay.
actually working on a platform where the sweat coin or the sweat economy, that they will have actually an exchange where you can,
That's that
like
I will
KuCoin.
confirm. I will confirm that. I'm confirming that. Sorry, because yes, I there was a seminar or a workshop or a presentation where the founders the goal is to be able to have actually an exchange market. Totally,
Exactly.
100% true. Yes.
So when you do that, then having pairs, like they call the same crypto, you can use your dollars to exchange for SweatCoin,
Hmm.
or you can have
Hmm.
Ethereum to exchange for
Yes.
SweatCoin on KuCoin,
Hmm.
and we'll talk about that some other day. You actually
Yes.
need to use a stable coin like USDT or
Hmm.
USDC to exchange for Sweat. You cannot, use, just from what I understand, like dollars. But
That's right.
anyways,
Okay.
not to go too long onto that. Um,
Yes.
Inactivity fee, I think we don't need to, to dwell on that. And I'm going to go through this very quickly too. Phase
Sure.
3,
Hmm.
2023, SWET DAO. DAO is the decentralized autonomous organization where by the amount of coins that you're holding, you'll be able to vote, right? Your vote will be weighted on the amount of tokens. So basically, it's like the like typically in companies, like publicly traded
Public
companies,
company. Yes. Is a share
the more
like the share you own.
the more shares you have, the more control, the more say you
Yes.
have, right? So
Hmm.
there's gonna be a
Hmm.
thing where us holding coins can come up, and when they make a proposal that, okay, we want to go into this direction, we want to add this new feature, we can vote and say, yeah, we
Hmm.
approve that. No, no, we don't like that. So,
Hmm.
and then NFT marketplace, we talked about NFTs before, non-fungible tokens, where you can trade, right? Maybe I shield you bought, like you have you minted, that's the term, an NFT that I like, and I can, and because of the
Hmm.
characteristics, it's unique, it's appealing, and it has value in my eyes, and we can trade. Um,
Yes.
Exchange crypto for crypto, DEX integration. DEX is decentralized exchange where there's
Hmm.
no KuCoin and Coinbase and Binance and
Actually,
FTX.
that's what you were mentioning over there. I think they're planning by 2023 to be able to achieve that.
Okay, exchange crypto for
The exchange
crypto, DEX
market.
integration.
Hmm.
Uh, Crypto marketplace curated offers. My guess is you're going to be able to present stuff to sell there that is going to be vetted, right? It's going to be
That's right.
curated and make sure that
Yes.
there's nothing crazy,
You don't want. Yeah, thank you. Let's keep it crazy. I
right?
wanted to go actually straight to the word, but yes, let's keep it crazy
Yeah,
because all that will diminish the quality of the marketplace.
correct.
If people start sending illegal stuff and crazy stuff, basically.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And
I
phase
love.
four,
I pretty much like the road. The milestone or the roadmap that they're looking to. But go ahead, phase four.
yeah, support the creation, I'm reading it here, an entire
Sure, no
economy of
problem.
movement. I mean,
Hmm.
this is what I think is exciting is that phase, like even what is going to become, we don't even know, right?
Yes.
Like nobody started with like what the internet, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
when it started, it was like only people doing engaging in illicit activity, illegal activities are going to be the one using the internet. I don't know if you know that. Like when the
Hmm.
internet
Hmm.
was coming out, it was like, oh,
That's right.
that's like crazy people, like
Yes. Before
drug
it capture
dealers,
it capture attention, right?
right?
They're using something interesting here.
So, so the technology, many times what happens is the technology, many people are not even able to know what that technology is going to become. Like the internet,
Hmm.
we're on the internet now.
Yes.
Can you imagine
Yes.
these days doing anything without the internet, right?
Hmm.
So I think this is exciting, right? Because you know that right there support the creation of an entire economy of movement. Like it's open. It's like an open canvas. Now, if
Hmm.
they hit all of this, and I honestly don't see why they will not, right?
Yeah, that's right.
God knows what this can blossom into, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
movement data analytics. I love analytics, right? It's like, oh, uh, how much did I move, and around what time did I move, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's going to be much deeper
Numbers,
than that,
numbers always tell a story, right?
right?
And I tell people in our logic of human development, economic development, when you're sick or you go for your checkup, right, your annual checkup, doctors need numbers to be able to tell you
Right.
anything. That's the power of numbers. And behind that, that's what we need to understand about the power of analytics. Because without those numbers, you know nothing.
Hmm. Hmm.
And tracking them over years. The last one, the third one over there is getting me so excited, actually. You
The
know,
validators.
in phase four, yeah, because they're
Yeah.
already planning on adding other moves.
Hmm.
It's not going to just be about walking.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just yeah,
So
very interesting and amazing. So thank you very much for really walking us also through this. I know many people, the website is out there, but we do know how much our audience, right, reading is a challenge, right? Taking time, I don't have time, oh, everything, oh, your video, oh, the videos out there, oh, I don't have time to watch. So we believe or we hope that by this live and all that, you can have a summary of what may have take you month to be able to read, or you being in the busy, okay, in the busyness of the thing, right, you're not having time to read. We hope this live will help you and will allow Thierry, what is your experience with this thing that you discovered too, and that you're using? Any key thing you want to share, or Serge, what is your experience in this, so that we can start wrapping up the live. Okay, your smile is telling me that your experience, you're still learning, right? Like you're still like, okay, I'm just seeing where this thing will go, but we don't see Fufuma or Serge's face. So maybe he already told us it took him time to get on, but he didn't realize. One day I just saw this guy, I saw the number of steps he made, and I didn't even reach that day. I was like, look, Serge, who's even like a little bit doubting this thing, look, he's walking all those steps, and I'm still here. That day I went out, I text him first, and then I went out to actually complete my part. So hopefully, that's why you guys are here. Hopefully you'll have some takeaway, right? During this experiment that you can also share with us on this live. So Bemet, thank you very much. I think as we plan, every 2 weeks we'll be doing this, and next week we'll continue digging into this, but we'll give a specific. There are two things that I would like us to, give more information or more um, hands-on, okay, to the audience. It will be those exchange market like the KuCoin. If you can walk us through that, that would be great. And then hopefully, if the wallet is open in our area, we can test that. I wanted Serge and Fufumavo and another guy in West Africa area to also maybe get the chance to test, and then to see if we can give more information to people. So thank you guys, from the technical team all the way to our guests, to making this happen. And I will just see you all in 2 weeks. And 2 weeks, I'm mentioning that for you, the audience, to also remember to schedule that, plan that in your time, because everything in life, everything that we accomplish is about time allocation. So mark your calendar, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful day, guys.
Thank you. You guys take care.